Welcome, one and all, to a special edition of Sunday Inspiration Live. This is all about, to be honest, kicking your butt and encouraging you to spring into action. It's time to beat procrastination and just do it. That's what this is all about. And as you tune in here and as you look at the screen, you might be thinking to yourself, something looks a little different here. Well, one, for sure, Pookie's not here. I'll explain what she is in a moment. Oh, different background. Is that it? Is that what looks a little bit off to you? Oh, it's also Crazy Hair Sunday. It's a why am I doing this? Was I just in a hurry and didn't have time? No, actually, I posted something yesterday on social media that got, as a kind of a funny thing. And this is what I put up there. This was early in the morning, soon after I got out of bed. And I wrote, a bad case of bedhead? Or am I starting a 1980s tribute band? Well, it's not outside the realm of possibility for me to do that. I am a big fan of 80s music. But no, there was just bedhead, and I just wanted to put that up there. And so it occurred to me, I'm just going to go for it and just do crazy hair throughout the whole thing. What I've learned, though, is that it might start off poofy, but as this goes on, it's going to settle down a little bit. So, but I'm glad that you're all here for this, and I really am going to take a deep dive into this. We got a lot to cover, and I'm going to front load this with things just to motivate you to take action on your ideas. But first things first, let's kind of get things in order with our normal theme song for Sunday mornings. So my wife Pookie is in Ohio. She's actually at Serpent Mound. They have a like a festival or an event around the spring equinox. So she's enjoying that, and she's hanging out there with some of our good friends from St. Louis. So she's having a blast doing that. She should return by this evening, but I'm going solo over on my channel today, and thank you all for following us over here. I appreciate that. But make sure at least Pookie has her normal presence here with her voice with this song, Wake Up, from our album Opening Up to the Good. Let's enjoy it.
Oh, when I wake up in the morning, I feel so grateful. When I wake up in the morning, I feel so alive. When I wake up in the morning, I feel the spirit. Oh, when I wake up in the morning, I'm here to thrive. So I wake up every day.
Sing along. Get up, move your body too.
This is what I say. Wake up, I am so free. Wake up, and I'm free to be me. I'm free to be me. Yeah.
Oh, yes, I can't get enough of that song. And that's just a little snippet of it. The whole song is on our album, Opening Up to the Good, which you can find. I mean, we have the physical CD, but it's on Spotify and Apple and pretty much wherever streaming music is. So look, search for Opening Up to the Good or Wake Up, Bob Baker, Pookie Lee, and you should be able to find it there. And so awesome sauce. All right, let's do like a little. I'm not gonna delay a whole lot, but I do want to do one more thing. I'm gonna do a little centering. Just kind of do like an invocation, a centering prayer, an invocation, treatment, whatever you want to call it. And so let me play a little something softly in the background. I'm actually going to add a little reverb and hope that I remember to turn it off when I come back. Hang on a second. Just want to pull this up. All right. Going to put up another image here and play this. All right. So I just want to encourage you to take a moment. Just give thanks for this awesome day. Just take a moment to be thankful for the gift of life. And I want to acknowledge that each person tuning into this broadcast, whether you're watching live as it happens or you watch later, you're watching the replay, you came here for a reason. You have been guided, drawn to this video, I believe, for a reason. So I'm going to declare and intend that every person who tunes in will receive the exact message they need to hear at the exact moment they need to hear it. And I know the words spoken here, the music that's played, the interactions that take place in the live chat, it will create a ripple of positivity and inspiration that will spread throughout the world. Let's affirm together that everyone will listen with an open heart and be willing to receive whatever blessings, whatever message comes your way. May we all be uplifted, inspired, and transformed by today's message. So I offer this invocation in gratitude for the opportunity to come together in this amazing way. May our hearts be filled with love and positivity and joy and enthusiasm and creativity. And may the ideas presented here lead to inspired action that creates positive change in the world. So with that, I say, amen, and so it is. All right, here. Remove that. There we go. All right. Are you with me, folks? Give me an amen in the live comments there. All right. So, a lot to cover here. Again, I'm going to, for this next segment coming up, it's going to be all about springing into action. And I'm not just going to talk nonstop about it. I will chime in, but I'm going to show you a series of video clips. I'm going to do a reading from a little section from one of my books, and then I have an original song. The only thing I'm going to play live is a song related to this topic. I'm going to do that, all those things back to back here, and then we're going to move on to some other stuff. And as I did, I don't know, a month or two ago when Pookie was out of town, I'm going to share some music from my rock and roll past because I enjoyed doing that then. And so stick around for that. And then we got some Bob's Comedy Corner. Should be fun. And I'm going to end with a closing song from my rock and roll past too. So a lot to cover here. So let's get right in to this whole topic of springing into action, beating procrastination, and just acting on your inspire or your positive, your ideas. And so this is a little short that I did 4 or 5, I don't know, like a few years ago when I was getting into short form video content. I'm going to share this with you right now. We're going to do a number of these videos, but watch this one and just soak up what I share here.
Whenever you get the urge to do something cool or creative, do something awesome and meaningful, I want you to take the advice that's summed up in 3 words from a really well-known shoe company. And the slogan I'm talking about is not, well, I'll think about it for a while. It's not, I'll get around to it if I can someday. You know what those 3 words are. Just do it. That's right. You have a great idea? Just do it. Are you inspired to write a song or a blog post or make a piece of art? Just do it. In case I didn't make my point, I'll say it one more time. Just do it. Okay?
All right, there you go. Just do it indeed. I want to acknowledge some of the folks here in the live chat. There will be a segment coming up where I'll actually highlight some of your comments, so keep them coming, and I'll do my best to keep track of them because I am going solo here and juggling a lot of stuff here, but I want to say hi to, as always, the omnipresent Lisa Shepard is here. Hi to Cherie, Jennifer Nickel, Joe Mitchell. Stick around, Joe. I got something of yours I'm going to be sharing here. Let's see here. Michelle Strone is here. Yay. I'm not sure the name of the 718 Sarov, but if you want to pop your name in there, I'll say that too. Gail is here. Tinica. Oh my, great to see. Oh, Deanne. Hello, Dora Lee. Utopia / Amber. I can use what's one or the other. You just let me know. I got in the habit of saying that. Crystal Williamson is here. Oh my God, I don't have a link for it right now, but Crystal and Lisa have started a podcast. I believe there's 2 episodes out, and it's awesome. And yeah, if you want to, feel free to pop a link in there, Lisa, if you went to wherever, I don't know, the main place to go for that. But they're really doing a great job. I've actually caught caught a couple of, well, those first 2 episodes, or listened to most of them, like the first half of the first 2 episodes that I got distracted, but it's really well done, especially for a new podcast. That's great. Uh, Artistool, welcome. Hey, Lisa Sherman is here. Cynthia was here earlier. So I hope everyone's doing great. Kim from France. Oh, fabulous. Awesome. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Let's go to another video on this topic of thoughts and actions. And I'll let it speak for itself. And if I have anything to add, I'll do that afterwards. But this is a video a little bit longer on this topic. And enjoy. Here we go. It's a combination of positive thoughts and inspired action. A motto that I've been using lately is I'm on a mission to inspire and uplift humanity, one positive thought and one inspired action at a time. I mean, I'm known for affirmations, which is basically an internal mental thing, but that's just one of many tools, one of many things that you have to bring forward to manifest the things that you want in life. And so, yes, your vibration, your energy, your intention is really, your belief in yourself, all those things are crucial, but it has to be paired with action in the real world. And it doesn't have to be huge action, just baby steps. Everything I've accomplished, there was never any like one big thing that happened that put me over the edge. Like I wasn't on Oprah and suddenly I was, no. I chipped away at it consistently because most people don't have the discipline or the interest or the focus to stay consistently baby steps, chipping away week after week, month after month. And for some reason, I did that with all these things that I do. And that's what got me to the point of being able to impact people's lives and then make a living from it. It's intention, passion, all those are great things. There's an old African proverb, pray and move your feet. It means pray and take steps. When you do that, it's a powerful, powerful combination. Do you think of yourself as a creative entrepreneur or a heart-centered business person? Perhaps you're a musician, author, artist, or performer. Or maybe you're a coach, teacher, or energy worker. Or you just have an inspired message you want to share with more people. If this describes you, I invite you to join the Magnetize. Okay, I'm going to have to pause it there because that was, I don't know, a year or two ago, and some of that information in that video is outdated now. However, I replaced it with something similar. And if those things do describe you, I have been giving away in recent months a new short ebook called The Impact Formula: 6 Steps to Grow an Audience, Make an Impact, and Leave a Legacy. And so that's the current offering that I think I'm going to be doing for a while. And you can get that at bobbakerinspiration.com/impact. You can also find it on the homepage there. A lot of things that I talk about when I have link, other than the podcast with Crystal and Lisa, I don't have that in the show notes yet. But everything will be in the description here underneath this video on YouTube, including this to the Impact Formula. So download that free guide if you haven't already, and you'll also get a free subscription to my Abundant Life newsletter when you do that. All right. So yeah, I'm on a mission to inspire and uplift humanity, one positive thought and one inspired action at a time. These are twin pillars that work with each other. If you do one without the other, you might struggle a little bit. At least that's what I found to be the case. So you got to back up your ideas with action. I'm now going to read a section from one of my books. I have 16 books that I've published over the last 30 years. And by the way, if you're just tuning in late and you're wondering what's up with the hair bob, it's just kind of a little joke. My spiky bedhead look I'm going with here. I did it kind of tongue-in-cheek, but who knows? Maybe it'd be a new thing for me. Let me know if you like it. Anyway, one of my 16 books is called The Empowered Artist, a call to action for musicians, writers, visual artists, and anyone who wants to make a difference with their creativity. It is really one of the more inspired books that I've ever written. Here's a section. You're going to hear a lot of the same messages I'm going to repeat over and over again, and I think it's important because I really want this to land with you and to sink in. So if I'm repeating some stuff, it's on purpose. It's by design because I want you to truly get what I'm trying to say here. This is a little section, page 61, called Move Your Feet. All right, here we go. I have several friends and acquaintances who I refer to as perpetual planners. They love to strategize their impending creative careers. They endlessly read books, do research, attend workshops, create timelines, make lists, plot out scenarios, and brainstorm ideas. Some even produce entire business plans for what they hope to accomplish with their creativity. Now, this book is geared for creative fields in particular, but this can apply to any purpose-driven, heart-centered business, including the healing arts and, massage, yoga, Reiki, all those types of things. Or just something that where you want to do good in the world. This stuff applies. It's not just for artists, all right? So people do all these planning things. But guess what? All of their plans and preparations are missing one key ingredient: implementing the ideas they come up with. I'm sorry, but ideas alone do not empower you. Making lists alone will not help you make progress. Brainstorming alone will not get your art or your message out into the world. Now, I understand the appeal of being in planning mode. You do need to take some sort of action to read and research, to brainstorm and make lists. These activities make people feel like they are doing something, like they're being proactive. But when the momentum stops there, no real progress is made. The needle doesn't move. The world continues to be robbed of the gifts that you have to offer. There's an African proverb, here it comes again. It says, when you pray, move your feet. Now, at first glance, it seems like it's saying that you should dance or move while you pray. But what it really means is this: your desires, your hopes and dreams, they must be coupled with action for them to manifest into physical form. In the context of the proverb, I think of all that planning that people do as prayers. They are wishes served up to the universe. And they represent your best intentions and aspirations. And they're vitally important to your growth as a purpose-driven creator. But they are merely a starting point. Recently, I met with one of my perpetual planner friends, and he said, "Boy, I'm really getting serious about my artwork, but I feel stuck. Boy, I'd love to brainstorm some ideas with you." I stopped him because we've had these conversations before, and I lovingly said, "You don't need another list, my friend. What's holding you back has nothing to do with needing a new plan or a new idea. You already have plenty of them. What you must do now is pick one and act on it until you've got, it's up and running." And that's what I mean by move your feet. Get your grand visions and checklists out of your head and off the paper. Move them into the real world. Breathe life into them. Create them, display them, promote them. Then take what you learned from the experience and do it all over again. So that's what empowered artists, empowered people do, and that's what I'm encouraging you to do. Pray and move your feet. All right? Yes, I'm getting a little preachy here, so I'm encouraging you because I just have seen this so often. I've seen it in myself too. When I just try to, it's easier just to make a list or to sit and meditate or whatever. And there is definitely a value in like daydreaming, visioning. All these things are important. But luckily, over the years, I have taken enough action on the ideas. It was always important for me to take this thought and to actually create something that I could hold in my hand, or an event or something that happens in the real world. And so I started taking those baby steps to experience that thing that I heard, saw, visualized in my mind. But so many people, good intentions, the time's never right. The stars aren't aligned. My ducks aren't in a row. I got to wait till this or that happens. You run into them 20 years later and not much more progress has been made. Sorry. But this is a little tough love, including this video that I'm going to share with you that I recorded. I think I recorded this like 10 years ago, like around 2015. And again, it's a little tough love, but I hope that it motivates you. My whole intention with this is to get you to take some small action, all right? So here's a video that really hammers home the whole theme here. So here we go. Ready? Enjoy. Hey, it's Bob Baker here, and I've got a really important message for you, especially if you are a musician or a writer or a visual artist or some type of creative person. Let's see how I can put this into the most concise word. What's the best way to say what I want to say? How can I communicate this with the most impact? Oh, I got it. Just do it. Just do it. All right, sure, a tennis shoe company or something used it once, but I'm using it again because it's so important. Just do it. Are you a talker? Do you like to talk about all the cool things? Stop talking, start doing. Are you a perpetual planner? Oh, I need to have all my ducks in a row. Stop planning already and just do it. Are you a dreamer? Oh, I have visions. I have all these inspiring goals in my head and I like to sit and think about them. For God's sake, stop dreaming and start doing. Look, having ideas, talking about stuff, dreaming about stuff, journaling about stuff, it's all great. It's things I've done throughout my life. Many successful people have. But at some point, sooner rather than later, you have to stop working in the realm of intangible ideas and put your feet on the ground and take action. Take inspired action. Because all the talking and the planning and the dreaming and the wishing won't amount to crap until you get busy doing stuff in the real world. They don't give out awards for stuff that people meant to do. You're not going to make the Forbes 500 great ideas list. It's when you take the ideas and implement them and take some action and interact with people in a 3D world. That's when cool stuff happens. That's when you get to share the tangible results of your awesome ideas. That's when you can genuinely impact others in a meaningful way. So stop talking, stop dreaming, stop planning, and start doing. All right? Just do it. Did I make my point? I think I may have made. Did I make my point? Just do it already, all right? There you go. Again, I know that compared to my normal, and that was like 2015. It was like a couple of years before I even started posting affirmations. So I know the tone of that is different than maybe you're used to if you're used to my soothing, encouraging voice. But I hope you got my intention there. You know, yes, it was a little edgy, but I'm really hoping to motivate you. There's that phrase I love, don't die with your music still in you. Don't die with your book still in you. Don't die with that nonprofit or the cool thing you want to do in the world. Get it out. Allow it to flourish and serve people. That's my motivation here. So I'm using different means of doing that. All right, there's this one song I'm going to play live. We have never done this. We probably won't ever do it again. Oh, I'm glad that you put that in the comments, Lisa. She just posted, just do it. Yes, indeed. That is the theme for today. We're going to be hammering that home. So this is a song, Pookie and I, we still have a small group of singers that we refer to as the Big Love Choir, but years ago it was called the Gateway to Agape Choir, and we wrote a lot of original material for the body of singers for the choir. This is a song called, surprisingly, Just Do It. It was a very complicated song, and we never got a good enough recording to put it on one of our albums, get it out into the world, so it really never gets played. It's never... Yeah, and so I'm going to do an acoustic version of just a streamlined version of it. So this is kind of fun here. Give me 1 second to get wired up here. All right. You don't know what the original version is, so I guess you wouldn't even know if it was a shortened version of it. Let's see here. Make sure I got them wired for sound. Check, check, check. All right, here we go. It's an original song called Just Do It. I know where you are, 'cause I've been there too. Sidelined by procrastination. You got so many choices, don't know what to do, but don't delay. Live for today. Just do it. Put your mind to it. 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 Energy flows where attention goes. 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 The world spins around us at a dizzy speed. It's not hard to lose your focus. So easy to put off what you're meant to be. Why should you wait? Don't hesitate. Just do it. Put your mind to it. 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 Energy flows where attention goes. 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 Just do it. Put your mind to it. 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 Energy flows where attention goes. Energy flows where attention goes. Energy flows where attention goes. Energy flows where attention. Just do it. Am I making my point here? Do you see there's a reoccurring theme that I'm hammering home here on purpose? I hope so. All right. So leave some comments there on what you're if you're picking up what I'm putting down. I want to know how this is resonating with you. Let me know how it's landing there, because we're going to switch gears into some other topics here for the remainder of this. And I'm going to check in right now with some comments. So if you haven't done so already, leave a comment. And if you want to, and if you did one earlier, I might miss it, so you can feel free to post it again. Let me know where you're watching from. But I'd really like to know how you're feeling about this topic and the things I'm sharing with you. Tinica says, "This is what I needed. Just do it." Yeah. Stop dragging your rear. Just do it. Hang on a second. I'm going to mute myself. Spring here in St. Louis. Pollen's starting to come out, and my nose is feeling it. All right. Again, I'm going to be... thank you so much, Lisa. Appreciate those kind words there. Lovely Bliss says, "Wow, it got me cleaning the house." Good. That's awesome. Cherie says, "Love that, Bob. Yes, just do it." Jennifer says, "Love that song and hope my butt hears this," because get your butt moving. Let's see here. Linda Neptune, good morning. Energy flows with life. To you, thank you so much for sending that along. Thanks for the kind words, Tinica. And S is here with a face red heart shape. Appreciate you being here. Hello, Sunita. I just happen to know that's her name. Yeah, Pookie, I mentioned it earlier. She's in at Serpent Mound in Ohio for a spring equinox celebration. So she'll be back next week. Have no fear. Let's see here. Tracy says, "Yes, just do it. Thanks to Bob and Lisa and the High Vibe Tribe this past winter. I've been just doing it, and it's such a blessing." Tracy was involved in, I think, one of our programs and just been part of our network, our tribe, not network, our group of high vibe tribers. And yeah, she's got really activated. So congratulations to you, Tracy. Cherie said, I do have my own version of that called Do It Now. I'm glad I could be an inspiration. Let's see. Yeah, I think Lisa's looking for the link to their podcast. We'll officially get that, and maybe next Sunday be prepared for it. I kind of sprung it on them. So, and yeah, again, there are links in the description here. If you want links to my book, which is on Amazon, that's a link to Amazon. It's available on Amazon in 13 countries in paperback and ebook formats. And let's see. And then there's that free copy of my ebook or my guide called The Impact Formula. That link is in there too at bobbakerinspiration.com. That's right, Cherie. You got the book. What's called The Empowered Artist. Yeah, and that is, you bought, I think you bought a couple of my books years ago before we met and knew each other. And then she's got the link to Spotify there. It's a long one, so yeah, so check that out. Or actually, better than that, Lisa, instead of a link, which might be a little complicated to copy and paste, what's the name of the podcast? If they go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts or something, yeah, just what's the name of the podcast that they can search for? That would be helpful too. And then there's another link in there that's a little shorter, maybe iHeartRadio, but it's, you want to just give people a name so that wherever they listen to it, they can go to their favorite podcasting platform and check it out. Okay. All right. It's Amber from now on. Even though it's weird because I see one name and I got to say another one from memory. Gail says the cat Truffles is on her keyboard in case you see some crazy typing. Okay, we'll blame it on the cat. You're welcome, Crystal. I'm happy to share the good work that you guys are doing. Let's see if there are any newer comments. It's called The Shift with Lisa and Crystal on Spotify. The Shift. Okay, that's easy enough to remember. Awesome. All right. Gail says, "How do you know what I do?" Hey, I'm speaking to everyone. Oh, Limitless Liz, isn't that a great name? I'm gonna just do it today. That's right. Just take some little baby step, Liz, and then wake up tomorrow. It's like Groundhog Day. It's another opportunity to take a baby step. And over the course of a week, it doesn't seem like you're making much progress, but over the course of a month, 6 months, a year. You take that little baby step every day, and you look back and go, oh my God, look how far I came with this thing that was just an idea. And that's something that's intrigued me my entire life because I've been involved in the arts, music, visual art, writing, of course, and just that, it just struck me like a thing that was only an idea in my head. I actually created a physical, manifested it to where people could actually consume it and enjoy it. Sister Soul Survivor says, I need to play that song every day to continue to do it. And maybe we'll figure out how to come up with some kind of recorded version of it, maybe to a dance track. Wouldn't that be something? Natalie says he's from London. That is not a cat behind me. That is Keone. He's a little terrier. Definitely not a cat. If I'd be sneezing even more if he was a cat. So, right, Keone? No, I don't want to stir him, but that is no cat. All right, awesome. I'm going to have to, I'm just going to say hi to some people that I maybe haven't seen much lately. Hello, I'm from Pennsylvania. Hi, Sierra. Great to have you here. Again, thanks, Limitless Lives. See if I see any new names here. Yeah. Oh, Linda Neptune is in the house. I think I acknowledged you earlier, so it's great to have you here. And, but yeah. Stacy's here, our friend from St. Louis. Yay, yay, yay. All right, cool. Again, if you want to get a copy of the Impact Formula, you can go to bobbakerinspiration.com, and you'll also get all of these goodies when you sign up for that. You got all kinds of stuff. There's the Impact Formula. There's another ebook there on the far right called How to Turbocharge Your Life. Also, one thing that's not listed there is you'll get 6 free downloads of some of my affirmations and meditations. They're MP3 that you can, for your personal use. And then you get a free subscription to my Abundant Life newsletter, where a couple times a week I send out inspiring messages and links to my latest videos. and things that I'm offering and all that good stuff. So get on that list. Let's stay connected. All right. Are you ready to talk about, would you like to take a little journey, a musical journey down musical memory lane? How's my hair looking? Is it still poofy? It does kind of like lose its height over time. So about, like I said, a couple months ago when Pookie was in Hawaii, I shared some music from my rock and roll past, and I shared a couple of songs. These were some before I was writing positive music songs like I am now, like the past 20 years or plus, exclusively upbeat messages. Not that I had depressing messages, but there were songs about, love and things that were, important for me when I was in my 20s and 30s. So I did a couple of songs about like infatuation from different eras, all right? And so these are two songs I'm going to play that have women's names in their titles, and they have a similar theme to where it's singing about a female who is troubled, and they have some troubles, and they're just a little bit off. And I don't know what inspired me. There wasn't any particular individual necessarily. I think it was maybe a range of people that I was observing in my life who were struggling, and so I wrote. And there have been, tons of pop songs over the years that have a woman's name or person's name in the title. And so these were probably both written around the same time in the late 80s-ish, maybe mid to late 80s. It's probably when I wrote them, like just by myself on an acoustic guitar, but they were recorded in different eras. So I'm going to go in chronological order. This first song is called Liza, and it's from, it was a band that I was in, late 80s, very early 90s called Beat Patrol. And yes, we actually put out a cassette that I have a copy here. This is a copy of the cassette. And my friend Kevin Belford actually did the original artwork for that. But look, this is actually the cassette. You can still play it in a cassette player, but that's the artwork there. And so this song is called Liza. And I wrote the song, and on this song, I'm playing all the guitar parts. But instead of singing it, which I would normally do, I had George, our drummer, sing the lead vocals on this song. I did a lot of the harmonies in the background. And why did I do that? Because this song was heavily influenced by REM. All right, I have to admit it has a kind of an REM vibe. Very upbeat rock and roll. And George, he didn't sing a whole lot in the band, but he did sing a couple of songs, and one of them was an REM song. You remember "This One Goes Out to the One I Love," and he would sing that song in our live shows, and his voice is spot on for Michael Stipe. And so when I wrote this song, and I just heard like an REM, I heard Michael Stipe singing it, and I said, George, can you sing the lead vocals on this? And so that's the story behind this particular song. This came out, was probably recorded around 1989. You figure out how many years ago that was. I'm going to pop up the, just listen to this, leave comments about what you think. It's a pretty catchy little tune. Here's the artwork, and I'm going to play it. This is called Liza. Oops, hang on a second. Let me crank up the volume here, and here we go.
Liza's in a daze. Liza has peculiar ways. When it gets to her, she breaks. Taking all that she can take. Liza never coming down. Liza's always losing ground. Then she pulls herself to sleep. After coming to, she weeps. Doesn't make a sound. When she comes, she she has to pay. Liza, 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 Liza. Liza, you'll have to change your ways. Liza, you're making a mistake. When she comes, she's far away. It's a price she has to pay. Liza, 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 Liza,
There you go. It's from my old band, Beat Patrol. Not available online or streaming, only available on cassette. And so, thank you for sharing that with me. It's really cool for me to like dig these things up because they really, no one hears them anymore. And so, this is a great opportunity for me to share that. And if you enjoy them, it makes it all the more worth it. So maybe I have to digitize those and maybe get them out into the interwebs. So that, again, was recorded around 1989-ish, maybe 90. It came out on that self-titled Beat Patrol cassette. Fast forward to the mid to late 90s, and then I was in a band called Roomful of Jimmies. And we put out an album that came out around 98. And so this was recorded like mid to late 90s. Even though I wrote the song, I think, years earlier, but it wasn't recorded. This one's called Jaymie's Gone. Jaymie's Gone. And I don't know if you could hear the lyrics of the Liza song. It kind of implies maybe a girl that's having some addiction problems, perhaps, either depression or addiction or both. I don't know. It was a little fuzzy, leaving the interpretation up to the listener. And Jaymie's Gone is similar, someone who's troubled, and I don't know why this was a theme for these two songs. This is Roomful of Jimmies. On this one, I wrote it, I sang the lead. Dave, my friend Dave, is playing the guitar on this one, and here is the CD cover. The CD was called Yummy. I actually did the collage artwork there. Actually pasted up stuff, from magazines and so on, and they scanned it in and made it the cover. Band was called Roomful of Jimmies. The CD was called Yummy, but this is Jaymie's Gone, and so let's play this and see what you think. Keep the comments coming, and thanks again for allowing me to share these. Here we go.
Her age, you're on the go. Her independence.
There you go. That's Jamie's Gone from the album of a band I was in long ago called Roomful of Jimmies. The album's called Yummy. And I'm hoping to get this one actually up on Spotify sometime soon, but I have to get them off of the CD. None of our computers have drives in them anymore, so I'm gonna have to find somebody who can digitize it for me. But I'll figure that out. But thanks for that. And now as I'm listening to the lyrics and thinking back, it's kind of a song about the singer is interested in this girl, but she's troubled and she's being lured by nightlife and all this stuff. And I think she maybe has some, I don't know, healing to do. And he's kind of missing her, you know. So she's gone. Will she come back? I don't know, you know. So it's kind of like, again, sometimes I like, or back then I'd like to write lyrics where I could leave the interpretation. I didn't want to spell it all out for you. Leave the interpretation to the listener. And so, but that's, yeah, I love the catchiness of it all. And I'm just going to pop in on some comments here. And then I'm going to turn my attention. We're going to a next segment. This is a little segment where it's like, ask me anything. Pop a question. Like, is there something you want to ask me about this topic of just do it, taking action, about living a creative life? Just pop it in there. I'm not going to be able to answer every one, but I'm going to pick and choose a couple of them and share some other stuff related to that. Then we're going to move on to Bob's Comedy Corner, and then I'm going to end with a rock and roll song from about 20 years ago, too. So thanks, Jacqueline. I appreciate this. Yeah, your creativity expressed through the whole process. Yeah, the music, the cover art. Yeah, I try to bring as much of myself to these projects as possible. Yes, we need these songs downloadable or at least streamable. Linda says, loving the music. It sounds fresh. Oh, that's interesting because a lot of people say my songs sound like they came from the 80s, which is not a bad thing. I love 80s music. Looking forward to more. Tracy's digging it. Awesome. Truly, that's the purpose of the best music. It touches all because it becomes their own. Yeah, exactly. I want these songs. And the same thing with the positive music songs. It could, however you get the most meaning from it. Love the name of the bands. Yeah, Beat Patrol, Roomful of Jimmies. It is indeed a dance party. Deanne says, yes, digitize them and share them with the world. I agree with you. Yeah, I've been saying this. Here's the part where I need to take action. I'm taking a lot of action, but there's one thing that's kind of, and maybe I'm just announcing this so I can be held accountable. I do want to get more of my music out there, and I want to do a lot more affirmation songs. And I've got a lot of things in like beginning stages. Like I took action and created a file, and then other priorities came along, and I got distracted. So this happens with me too. But I need to see some of these things through and get them out there because I really think that's one thing that sets me apart within the affirmation world. There's so many more people doing affirmations now than there were when I started this 8 years ago. And there were a couple back then, but now there's like dozens of people doing affirmations and actually borrowing my titles, riffing off. And that's, that happens a lot. There's flattery, or what. I should be flattered that they're taking my ideas and making them their own, But the thing that sets me apart, nobody's really doing affirmation songs where you're singing them over dance beats, and that's what I want to do more of that. Sierra says, thank you. That was so cool. Definitely digitize that. Thank you very much. Wow, very good. Now I'm going to have that name, Liza. It's not Manelli. It just was a good song, good consonants and verbs to sing. Liza. Yeah, the vowels and the consonants make all the difference because singing a different name could have a different color. It comes out of your mouth in a very different way. So cool. Music plus affirmations are magical. The second song sounds like a current band called Anne Berlin. I've not even heard of them. Cool. Yeah. Truly is okay, cool. All right. So does anybody have anything that they'd like to ask me? Just pop a question or two. We'll get some this is like your laser coaching session. Is there an issue that you're facing either with procrastination or it's the question you have for me? I'm going to pick one or two and just riff on them live here in the moment. And If not, then I'll move on to some other stuff. So we got Bob's Comedy Corner coming up, and I just thought I would. Who does your hair? Me and my. You know, I was thinking I'm the modern punk '80s version of the Happy Days. Remember when Fonzie? Those of you remember when he would look in a mirror and he'd grab his brush and he'd start to comb it, and then he'd look and go, "Hey, like it's perfect." Now, I would like to be able to not have to mess with my hair. Um, and I'm assuming you're talking about the other affirmation videos, Tina. A lot of the other videos are kind of stiff, almost AI-like. You're the best. Oh, thank you. I assume you're talking about my voice, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm hearing more and more like, yeah, people. There's something about my voice with a lot of people, and this the feedback that I get is this soothing, comforting. They feel safe and secure, and so I just love that. And so I'm going to continue. That's what I'll continue doing the spoken word ones. They're the most popular. Oh, I think I might have shared this with you, but I had another video. I've got like I think 11 videos now that have more than 1 million views each. The most popular one, 8 million views, but the newest one to hit 1 million is "Money is Coming to Me Right Now," and that really means a lot because that's the first music one with me singing affirmations that hit 1 million views. And so that's an indication that I should be doing more of those types of songs. There are like 3 others on my channel with less views, but I want to get more of this stuff out there. Let's see. Let's see here. Bob, are you making good food choices? I'm sorry, I'm reading this. Okay, Cherise, this is the first question that I'm seeing here that I can address. How do I? I'm sorry, where did it go? How do I separate what has to be done every day and prioritizing creativity? So I assume this question means that we all have responsibilities that you just have to do. Like you have doctor's appointments, the car needs to be repaired, or you need to get an oil change. Someone in your life, you've agreed to pick someone up. You need to pick someone up in the airport, pick up the kids from school, take them to soccer. So yeah, there are these obligations that we have that we want to be responsible and do. And so those things are on your calendar, right? So they're not just things. Those types of things aren't like, well, if I can show up for a doctor's appointment, or maybe I'll take my car in at the appointment or pick the kids up. No, you do those things because they're important. They have specific dates and times. And so I would take the same approach with your creativity. Prioritize the creative options that you have and put those on your calendar. And I've shared with this before, but there's actually a somewhere on my wall here near my computer is if I had the perfect week as far as posting things on social media or just creating things. So that's YouTube videos, podcasts, email newsletters that would get out, social media posts. I'm doing a lot more on Instagram with stories and reels and things like that. The ideal week, I would do all of these things every day, right? There'd be some things I'm posting somewhere. However, I know there's rarely going to be a week when I do it all. I just accept that. I have okay, here's the ideal week, but I know realistically I won't get to all of those things, but I prioritize the things that are most important. And for me, I know that the biggest reach that I have is YouTube. Second is my podcast, where I basically take the audio from the new video and upload it as an audio podcast. So I just have to repurpose something that I'm already creating for one platform and repurposing it for another. And then there's my email newsletter. That's the third most impactful thing. So my goal is how can I reach as many people and inspire them as much as I can? And then, since I'm a responsible adult with a mortgage to pay and all that good stuff, food to buy, I also think about what's going to continue supporting this household financially. So I focus on the things that will be more likely than not to bring in enough money to support our needs. So it's it's a combination for me. My priorities are how can I reach the most amount of people and still support our household and continue that both of those things. Because there are certain things that I could create and post that won't reach a whole lot of people, that don't really bring in money. I like doing those things because not everything has to have a dollar attached to it. I just like reaching people. But where can I have the most impact? So that's YouTube videos, podcasts, and emails. And then I get in as much of the other social media posts as I can. But I give myself grace to let things slip. It's okay if I don't get to everything. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I still did my main things, right? So you got your obligations, put on the calendar, and then just make sure that you allow time, you prioritize your creative things. What's going to have the most reach, do the most good in the world? What's going to help you survive, make money. So yeah, you also may have a day job that you're working around, full-time, part-time. That's something, that you have to be responsible for. So it's just all about prioritizing. Let me just see if there are any other questions here. Cool. Thank you, Jennifer, for listening to our positive songs. Cherie loves money is coming to me. Oh, and is it? I hope I'm getting the name right, but Anu Shante. Been watching since 2020, 5 years. Yeah, boy. A lot of people discovered me during COVID. All right, cool. So one thing I've been doing lately that's to impact people more significantly, and also to support our household, is I'm getting back into coaching. Right now it's one-on-one coaching, and at some point it'll expand to group coaching as well. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm finding I'm apparently pretty good at it. I'm really good at listening to people and pulling out of them what their goal, helping them clarify what their goals are and identifying those baby steps. And just like we were talking about, identifying what those priorities are that they could be working on. I don't tell them what to do, but I suggest things. I go, based on what what you're saying, this is what I'm hearing. How does that feel? And by the end of a 1-hour call, we got a lot of clarity around that. I'm going to share a couple of things with you related to my coaching, and then we're going to move on here. So Joe, I don't know if Joe Mitchell is still here. I know he was earlier, but Joe is one of the people who took me up on I did a 1-hour session with a couple of months ago, and he sent me this wonderful video I'm just going to share with you. And here we go.
My coaching experience with Bob Baker has been extraordinary. He is a very great listener. He's got amazing ideas and great experience, especially in the whole online business market coaching. He is just extraordinary. But the thing that I was really blown away by was how he went the extra mile for me. After our really wonderful over an hour coaching call, he wrote up an amazing summary that included ideas that weren't even talked about in the coaching session, and I was just blown away. And it really made my day to see how much of heart he put into that. I would really highly recommend that you go with Bob and experience his coaching. It's amazing.
I would appreciate, thank you, Joe. I don't know if you're still here live, but thank you so much for sending that. Joe's been a part of our High Vibe community for a while, for a number of years. Great guy, lots of energy. And so I have coached people off and on for decades. Started years ago with musicians because that was kind of I published a lot of music marketing books in my early online career. And so it started with musicians, but expanded to authors and people in creative fields, like that Empowered Artist book was geared to that. But lately I've also been, working with people in the healing arts, massage, yoga, Reiki, tarot, EFT, all that good stuff, and really enjoying that as well. And I like, and especially people that have a variety of interests. And Joe mentioned that summary. One thing that I'm doing this year that I never did in the past, and it really takes my coaching to a whole other levels. I record the calls. I give a transcript of it that I turn into a summary of just a few pages, and I send the person a PDF file and a link to a Google Doc that has this summary of the key points that we talked about and the action steps. It's all there, and it makes it, trying to remember it after a call, and I don't know. So I'm really thrilled about that. I'm glad that resonated with Joe. I just want to tell you, in 2011, I was brought in to speak at a music event where I was taught, and it was a workshop I did on music marketing for musicians. And I met this young lady there who I've stayed in touch with, and I did some coaching with her a few years ago. And she sent me, and check this out, she sent me this wonderful thing, and she not only is a hang on a second. There we go. No. There we go. She's not only like a singer-songwriter, author, designer, flower farmer, she's also a former Miss Utah, in the beauty pageant world, which is great. But she sent me this lovely quote. It says, as a multifaceted creative, I've worked with plenty of coaches over the years, but Bob truly stands out. It's kind of, I feel weird reading this myself, but I guess I'm going to have to in case some of you are driving and can't read it. He's not just insightful, he zeroes in on exactly what you need and gives you clear, actionable steps to move forward. Coaches who can turn guidance into real results are hard to come by. Working with Bob has been a joy. So that is awesome. Thank you so much to Jennifer for sending that in. And so here's the deal. I have a page set up that explains a little bit of how I coach, the type of people that I work with, and it's just loaded up with like 6 or 7 video testimonials and quotes like that. And if you'd like to check it out, it's at bobbakerinspiration.com /coaching, and you'll come to a page that looks like that at the top, and you can scroll through that and just check it out. So here's my invitation to you, and it ties into our topic today. A lot of people are going to hear me talk about this. They might in the back of their minds go, oh, that sounds interesting. Maybe it would be helpful to work with Bob. And it's going to sit in their brain. So are you going to embody what we're talking about here? Take action? Just do it? Just to go to the page. Just to look into it. Scroll through it. And there are 3 ways to contact me on that page. There's email. There's actually a phone number that you can send a text to. And then there's a link to like a online a form that you can fill out, and I'll get that by email, just to start a conversation about it. All right. So, but since I've been doing this, my calendar is filling up. So my invitation to you is just, if you think this might help you, do something about it. Go, be proactive. Doesn't hurt to start a conversation. I'll learn more about you, what your needs, and I just don't sign up with everybody. I got to make sure I kind of know what your goals are, and I feel I can genuinely help you before we'll take the next step. And this is an FYI, I'm not one of those coaches that tries to get people to sign up for expensive long-term commitments. There's no 6-month or 12. I would actually just like starting with one 1-hour session on Zoom with that summary that I follow up with. Let's just start with one and see how it goes. If we feel good about it, if I think I can help you more, you want me to help you more, then we can talk about extending it. So there's no long-term commitments, and I'm pretty affordable compared to some other coaches. So there you go. The invitation's there. You can act on it, or you can wait. It's up to you. I'll stay busy either way, but if I can help you, I would love to do that. bobbakerinspiration.com /coaching. All right, there you go. Thank you so much for letting me share that with you. Let's change the let's change the mood a little bit here. We're gonna it was mentioned earlier that I like to bring the fullness of my authentic self to a lot of what I do. So you've heard my music, you've heard my inspirational messages, you've seen some of my art. And a big part of who I am is humor, laughter, levity. And so there's a regular segment here that we like to do. It's called, where is it? It's Bob's Comedy Corner. Should do be why. Bob's Comedy Corner. There you go. It just so happens I've got an interesting thing about this particular date in history. It's March 23rd, and on this date in 1882, a German mathematician, I should have looked up the pronunciation of her last name, but it's Emmy, I don't know if it's neither, it's Noether. She was a German mathematician, and her innovations in higher algebra made her the most creative abstract algebraist of modern times. Honestly, I'd never heard of her. But I thought this would be a great opportunity in her honor, that she was born on this date, to do some jokes about math and algebra. Are you ready for it? Let's laugh together. Because laughter is, it's so important. Get as much as you can in. Here we go. I don't have my straight man, Pookie, here today, so I'm going to do the best that I can. Keone's not good at that. He just is chilling out there. He doesn't laugh much either. All right, here we go. Hey, are monsters good at math? Not unless you count Dracula. Whoops. I hit the wrong thing. Hang on a second. Not unless you count Dracula. There we go. Thank you. What do you get when you multiply a New York City landmark by itself? Times Square. What do you get when you divide the circumference of a jack-o'-lantern by its diameter? Well, pumpkin pie. P.I. If I had 6 oranges in one hand and 4 apples in the other, what would I have? Really big hands. What do you call a group of hipster math dudes? Algebros. I once had an argument with a 90-degree angle. Yeah, turns out it was right. How does a mathematician plow fields? With a protractor. These are the best dad jokes in the world. Hey, did you hear about the algebra teacher who retired? Yeah, she couldn't cope with the aftermath. Why wasn't the geometry teacher at school? Because she sprained her ankle. How do you stay warm in a perfectly square room? Well, you go stand in the corner where it's always 90 degrees. Parallel lines have so much in common. It's a shame they'll never meet. What did the mermaid wear to math class? An algebra. Did you hear about the algebra teacher who... Oh, I already said that one. Never mind. Doubled up here. Wow, God, I got 2. Okay, I got two more here. What does a duck use to solve math problems? A quackulator. And finally, which knight created the round table? It was circumference. Oh, and this has been It's Bob's Comedy Corner. Sure to be wah. Bob's Comedy Corner. I hope you enjoyed that. This is like a variety show, isn't it? I want to remind you that next Sunday, Pookie will be back. We'll be back over on her YouTube channel, on her Facebook group. We're only going to My Affirmations channel. So if you tuned into this, have no fear. I haven't gone crazy. We're still doing affirmations. There's a lot of good ones coming up. And so, but we're going to be back on her channel next Sunday. I don't know, maybe one Sunday a month, even when she is in town. Maybe I should come over here just for some variety. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm going to end, though, with another song from my rock and roll past. Let me make sure I do have that here, don't I? Yeah, there we go. This is a song that I recorded in 2004. So that's 21 years ago. Wow. And it's definitely a rock and roll song. And yeah, it's definitely a upbeat kind of, you could definitely dance to it. And I'm going to play this one to round things out. And tell you what, while it's playing, post your takeaways, your comments. What are those aha moments? What are you going to take away from this broadcast? And I'll be highlighting some of those comments as this song plays. There you go. This is called What Can I Do? A little bit of a rocker from 21 years ago. And then leave some comments, and I'll come back and say so long on the other side. Here we go.
What can I do? What can I say to make you mine? How should I feel? Don't know which way to spend the time. Where should I go? How should I act along the way? Let's make it real. You come around another day. Knock down What can I wear to send a sign? How can I show the time is now for us to shine? Knocked down, ready to fight. Give me one chance, one day, my say. Hopped up, ready to strike. Give me 3 steps, 2 shades, one way. You want to hide and walk away. I'll give you a risk-free holiday. You want your chance to bloom. I'll give you all that I can prove to you. Knocked down, ready to fight. Give me one chance, one day, my say. Hopped up, ready to strike. Give me 3 steps, 2 shades, one way. Knocked down, ready to fight. Give me one chance, one day, my say. Hopped up, ready to strike. Give me 3 steps, 2 shades, one way. You want your chance to bloom. Give you all that I can prove to you. I'll give you all that I can prove to you. I'll give you all that I can prove to you.
All right, that was from about 21 years ago. Song What Can I Do? And I saw that comment about the key. Oh, yeah. Hang on a second. By the way, bobbakerinspiration.com/music is where you can find out more about our currently recorded music. And then Jacqueline said, got that beat. Love the keyboards. Yeah, my friend Mike Silverman here in St. Louis, incredibly accomplished jazz musician in particular. He had a home studio, and it was just like the two of us created all those sounds. He programmed a lot of the drums. He did all the keyboards. Yeah, that's his main instrument. I did all the guitars and vocals. And yeah, I really love that. I love the way that song rocks. Hi, Monica. Great song. Regards from Utah. Welcome. I don't know if you were here earlier when I said I spoke in Utah and met the former Miss Utah, who gave you that quote earlier. I'm gigging it, or is that digging it? Either way, it works. So thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. If you came in late, I'm going to encourage you. This same page becomes the replay page. It's not going away, and so I encourage you to come back and watch it from the beginning. In a couple hours, within a couple hours, Lisa is going to do some chapter markers so you can go to specific sections or specific songs. They won't be there, though, for a couple of hours. But in the early part of this, like the first third of the broadcast, I talked a lot about springing into action. How to beat procrastination is to get off your butt and do it. And I'm hoping that I reached a lot of people with that message. So just... it's great to have ideas, great to daydream and brainstorm, but take them out of your head, put your feet on the ground, move your feet, and share that gift with the world. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I guess I maintained a little of the spiky hair here. Some of it is settling down. All right, I'm going to go feed the dog and get on with the rest of my day. Love you all. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see you next Sunday over on Pookie's channel, and I'll be posting a new video or two here on my Affirmations channel, and hopefully more music in the coming weeks and months. All right, take care, everyone. So long for now.